Broadcasting live 4 days a week worldwide
from the sunny beaches of Southern California.
This is ExtremeHealthRadio.com.
Hey, this is Daniel Vitalis from SirThrival.com, and you're listening to Justin and Kate on Extreme Health Radio. And I'm just here to remind you to rewild yourself.
This is a special little Free For All Friday show recorded on Thursday, right?
Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday evening. So we are not live.
This might be one of the latest ones we've ever recorded.
It's actually 9:30 at night. We're in the studio drinking a green juice.
That's right.
Just made a fabulous little green juice.
It's not sunny outside for a change. It's dark.
Yeah, we normally do our shows in the morning, don't we?
You know what would make this show really great?
More green juice?
Well, that's true. If you could hand me a pen.
Oh, well, that's
so I can take notes. You
I
didn't see my hand motion earlier, making a pen sign.
I could do that.
Thanks.
So that was a little intro from Daniel Vitalis in honor of his show that we did with him.
It was a great show. Was that 2 days ago already?
When was that? That was episode 226?
I think so.
Is that right?
Let me see.
Daniel Vitalis.
Sure was.
What did we do? I'm having a blank here. What did we do? What was that show? Oh, the Intrinsic Taboo.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty interesting. He's a really interesting guy. That was a 2-hour show. Isn't that crazy?
And you know what? I feel like we just started touching on what Intrinsic Taboo actually was.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. It's wild.
That guy, man, what do I have to say? Daniel Vitalis, he's awesome.
He's awesome.
He's so much fun. I feel like, it would be such an amazing thing to do a show with him in studio where it's just an unlimited amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe just break him up in different shows or something, because I could talk to that guy for days.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I don't know,
he's fascinating.
Where does he get this stuff?
I don't know, but I was talking to you after that show, and I thought he's just a human sponge. Like, what does he... at what age did he start learning? I mean, when you're 10, is he thinking about, wild foraging, or was he interested in the way things work, or did he have this whole kind of wake up call in his teens or when he was a kid? I want to know what happened.
Yeah, he seems to
retain everything he reads too. I mean, it sounds like he just reads and reads and reads, and somehow he's able to give it back verbatim.
It's crazy. Yeah, he's like a human sponge.
He kind of is.
Really interesting guy.
Very.
Yeah, I love the progression of his work. I love what he talks about, and I have a feeling with Daniel Vitalis. He doesn't just talk about. If you were to be friends with him and talk with him, I'm sure this kind of knowledge and this kind of information he talks about, pervades and sort of leaks into other areas of life, like politics, and he's probably got a lot of interesting ideas about everything.
Yeah, just hearing him talk about what he thought really happened with the story of Adam and Eve, and that had quite the chat going in the chat room.
Didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, he seems like he'd have a lot of different opinions about kind of commonplace things that could be seen as one way, but he completely flips them around and makes you think about it in a new light.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know, I'm really fascinated by him. And then we had Adam Bergstrom on Monday. Remember him?
I do remember. I hope so. After about 7 shows of it, yeah. Made for this has been an interesting week.
What did we talk about with him? I forget.
What didn't we talk about?
What was
the reflexology?
Oh, reflexology.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty weird that our bodies are made the way they are. Reflexology points on our feet, our hands, in our mouth. Everything. This whole meridian/grid system in our body, the way it's set up, is pretty bizarre, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And you know what I was just thinking about with Adam's show is funny because remember he talked about the fact that the Earth has its own chakra systems, just like the human body.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, like, I wonder if the ley lines of the earth correspond to the meridian paths of the body.
Oh, how so?
Well, you know how, like, on certain ley lines, there's more vortex, power that, comes from the earth, that magnetic energy that somehow gets enhanced when two ley lines cross.
Right, like where Sedona, Arizona is. Weird things happen.
Where the pyramids are.
Right.
That kind of thing. I wonder if the ley lines are similar to, like, the meridians in the body. How, it carries energy through it. How if you get your tooth pulled, it corresponds to an organ.
Right.
But I wonder, I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it all is just based off one big grid, stuff we'll never understand. Like, everything is a grid and a ley line and a meridian.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense that the Earth would be. I mean, we know it to be true where there's kind of, quote, magical places that magical things happen.
I know, right?
Didn't Adam Bergstrom say Montecito might be one of those places when we were kind of joking? He's I think it is.
Yeah. I think I made a joke to him about living on a ley line.
Yeah, didn't he say, like, it is or something?
Adam Bergstrom.
I love that guy.
He's cool, man. He's really cool because I like how, I like if you listen to the beginning of the show, remember I said, hey, Adam, how's it going? And he said, I'm funkadoodle.
Fabulistic something calabaricious.
He's always joking around, And
I know.
It's funny because a lot of people his age could be like a crotchety old man. And
I know.
Angry and upset at life. And you can tell he's taking care of himself his whole life because he's just a happy guy.
He's a really happy guy.
Yeah.
Every time we've ever had him on, he seems to respond like that too. I mean, he's just a happy dude. Traveling around, doing happy things.
Do you think he wakes up at 2 or 3 in the morning and does his meditation? Is that what he said?
It sounds like it. I mean, it sounds like not every day. I don't think he said every day, but more often than not, it sounds like he is doing that.
That's wild.
Pretty weird.
I don't think I could do that because what do? Do you go back to sleep, I guess?
That's what I wanted to ask him, and then the subject changed. I was like, yeah, are you waking up and then going back to bed at like 3:30?
Because that would be hard.
I can't imagine he'd be up, like, meditating or doing stuff from 2 to 3:30 and then just staying up.
Because one of the things we talked about recently is just like how important sleep is, and I wonder, for me, sometimes I get into this quandary where I'll be, at night and I'll have to think, okay, am I going to do a sauna before bed or am I going to go to bed early and get a lot of sleep? And sometimes I have to make that decision because one of the things I do every day is a sauna for 30 minutes. And for how incredible the sauna is, I think to myself, what's more important, And so most of the time I fall back on sleep as the most important thing. And so I wonder if it somehow is still enhancing your health if you wake up and break that cycle of sleep just to meditate,
I don't know. I would think, everything within me would say it wouldn't be helpful, but because sleep seems to be the king and everything else is kind of queen to that, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe, aren't there people that sit there and meditate for days on end and somehow they're probably better off than people who get a full 8 hours?
Yeah.
Because of what it does to their spirit and changes their chemistry, maybe? I don't know.
That's true.
I have no idea. All I know is I'm exhausted.
How long has the longest time that you've ever meditated?
Maybe an hour.
Oh, really?
Maybe 45 minutes.
Wow.
That's not that long.
Wow. The most I've done is probably 20 minutes.
Yeah. I had a little bit of time when I did my silent retreat last November.
Oh, yeah.
And I had some actual blocks of time that were completely uninterrupted. And I felt like, I think maybe like 45 minutes was the longest.
Yeah.
Which is nowhere where I want to be, but it was a good intro.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's challenging to meditate for a long time.
Yeah. It's I never would have known how challenging it would be.
Same
with yoga. When I got into yoga, I thought, how hard can yoga be? Yoga can be really challenging.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about a workout.
Yeah, I laugh all the time because I used to do squats before I injured my knee kind of again. And I could do squats, squat 225 or something like that. And for me, that's not very much. But then I couldn't hold a yoga pose where you're...
Isn't that funny where you're doing like a chair pose and your legs are like wobbling and burning and...
Oh, I couldn't do it.
Oh, gosh.
Yoga's intense.
Yeah. Yoga is not for the weak.
It's not for the faint of heart. So you're pretty tired now?
Or of quad muscles. Learned that the hard way. I am tired. This is my fourth podcast today.
Yeah.
If you can believe that.
Yeah.
I have a little side project going on.
You have a very interesting side project.
I do have a lot of change going on right now in life.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun to watch and see happening.
Yeah. For everybody who doesn't, well, no one would know this, but I have been working on something with a friend for the past, kind of been in the works for the past probably 6 to 8 months. And, it's starting to look like it's coming around the mountain.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting project you have going on. And watching you work on it with her is pretty inspiring and it's motivating.
Thank you.
And it's pretty cool because I'm watching the progression of what's happening, and I'm seeing all the progress that you guys are making, and you're working on this thing. And I see what I like the most about what I'm seeing with you guys is the fact that you're doing it to help people.
Oh, thanks.
And it's pretty cool to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on it because of the overwhelming response I get from women that email in that have all kinds of questions, and just it seems like there needs to be something that women can get involved in. So I won't exactly say what it is at this moment until it's kind of wide released, but it's going to be amazing.
Until it officially launches, it's going to be really exciting to see.
Did I say widely released? I think I said that. I'm so tired. I don't even know. Oh, no.
You're like a movie studio.
Yeah, I know.
It's widely released.
I know. That didn't make any sense. Half the stuff I say never makes any sense.
But then, too, you have this incredible transition going on with your personal life, with your job as well at the salon.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy. We were just talking about this a few minutes ago before we came in the studio to record this while we're doing the juice. And it's really interesting to see all the things that come up that cause you to, how should I say, doubt your own ability to make decisions.
Yeah.
If in case you want to explain a little bit what's going on.
Yeah, I'd say that's true, along with what seems to get in your way or try to get in your path or vie for your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've had a pretty wild week.
Yeah.
To be honest. Well, I think what's happened is you and I went to Austin to see Dr. Stewart Nunley and got our root canal teeth taken out.
Right.
And it was wild for me even going into that trip because I wasn't feeling so great. I've been having a lot of digestive problems. I wasn't expecting to feel as good as I did on that trip. And on that trip, something just miraculous happened where, I don't know if I've told everybody this before, but I felt like this almost spontaneous healing happened to me. And it happened from the minute I woke up and we sat on that airplane and it's carried through pretty much until now. So it's been a good month.
Wow.
A little less than a month, but I mean, I haven't felt this good in probably 2 years.
Wow.
Like this good. There's been times when I felt good, but not this consistently good.
Yeah.
So that was really encouraging. And I thought, okay, well, I'm starting to regain my health and start to feel like I'm capable of more.
Right.
And there's something there's something I keep talking about. I feel like there's some sort of a block I've had, not just for Extreme Health Radio, but just in life. And it's kind of like this, I can't put my finger on it, but something that has kept me from reaching my potential.
Right.
The same thing that I feel like kind of keeps me from finishing my sentences or doing anything.
Your last bite of food.
Truly, it's like I do 90% and then there's this 10% that I just have a block I can't follow through.
It's hilarious.
It's weird, right?
Like if you have broccoli and carrots and some turkey or something on your plate, you'll eat everything except for like 2 broccoli florets.
I know. I'll eat 1 slice of carrot. Like,
that's hilarious.
Why do I do these things?
Yeah, it's funny. I think I don't think it's necessarily a block. I mean, it could be, but I think a lot of people have this. I think you're just burnt out.
Yeah.
It could be just that you're burnt out.
Well, I feel like it, but yeah. And I was telling a couple of friends lately that I don't know if it's that or a combo of the two, or it's one or the other, but whatever it is, it bugs me.
Mm-hmm. It's there, you mean?
Yeah. I don't, I feel like I'm on such a neat path in life and I love where I am, but there's just something a little bit still holding me back. And
But not now. But not as much recently.
Not as much recently, but I do feel like it's very spiritual, emotional. But anyway, and then it was physical for a while there. So then basically what happened when the physical stuff lifted, I feel like something's kind of been after me. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Something's trying to keep me down.
Yeah.
And looking back on my life, I guess that's probably what I have come to kind of, if I could put it into words, I feel like something's just been trying to hold me back. That's
Really?
what I feel like.
Yeah, like in a physical sense, it would be like someone trying to hold you down.
Yeah, truly.
Something. Yeah.
So when we get back from Austin, I'm still feeling pretty great, and our friend's coming out from the UK to work on a project with me and all this stuff, and she comes into town, and it's like I'm feeling pretty good. I'm all motivated. I'm thinking, okay, well, something's been lifted. I'm feeling like I can make good progress, and I am just on top of the world. And then I think it was like the second day she was here, I get this call, or actually my dad emails me, and we were getting ready to go on for a show.
That's right. We were getting ready to go on with Mark Lovendale.
Right, and it's actually a day that we had to reschedule anyway.
Right.
We had a time conflict or something.
Something happened, yeah.
And I put the headphones on. You were firing up everything, and I get onto my iPad here, and I was looking, and there was an email from my dad, and he had forwarded me an article in the local paper that the guy I was actually engaged to before I met Justin, before I met you, and we were going to get married, that he had committed suicide, and just a lot went into that story, and it rocked me. Like, it actually really rocked me, even though it's been done and long done, and I haven't seen him in a long time. It was something that's really added, the story itself added to probably one of the biggest parts of my life. Yeah. And I thought, I can't believe that the minute I physically start feeling good, emotionally now this thing's messing with me.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, and I didn't expect to react that hard, but I thought, wow, and it kind of screwed up my whole day.
Right.
And that's okay, because, that's something I obviously needed to grieve and kind of feel that.
Right.
And then, I kind of move on again.
But that's hard, because you were about ready to go on the air, and it's like, I mean, the timing of that is just couldn't be any more crazy and wild. I mean, why did that happen? I mean, your dad sent you the email, I mean, minutes before we're about ready to go live.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And the minute I saw it, it was a link to like a coroner's office thing, and I just had this gut feeling. It was just something I just knew. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about, we're going to have a next Free For All Friday where we've been getting a lot of people asking about our relationship stuff. I will go more into that story because I think it plays a big part into why you and I are the way we are. But
right.
That was interesting. And then, so that was hard. It emotionally kind of screwed me up a bit. and then I thought, okay, well, now I'm physically good, but I'm emotionally messed up. And I was, there's a lot of tears, and I was just really messed up. And then that kind of passed, and I got back into my swing of things, and I've been making a huge change as far as I've basically been stripped of just everything as I know it. My world as I know it has just been like just dumped upside down and shaken out, and I just don't know what's going on. But I made the decision to basically, well, I've already gone down from 5 days a week at the salon to 3 days, now to one.
Now you're at 1 day.
Now I'm not going to be able to be around the chemicals anymore. So now I'm going to be just cutting hair.
Right.
No chemicals.
No chemicals.
Changing salons.
Right. In order to facilitate that.
Get out of the chemicals, and be around a better air quality.
You're going to have sort of like your own room at this new place for a while.
Right.
Yeah. So you can control, right? It's got a door too, right?
Right. Which is good.
Yeah.
But I'm losing clients already because people that came to me for cut and colors now can only be cut, and they're like, I don't know, I'm going to go somewhere else. So I'm basically being stripped of everything that's comfortable.
Right.
And then, it's just a long story, but I was able to like find someone to basically kind of quote sell my clientele to, and someone that I'd feel comfortable handing over my client. Mm-hmm. And then that person I just heard is like actually leaving the salon. This just happened today, where I'm feeling, okay, everything's lined up into place, and bam, now that's closed. Like, that girl's been there for like 6 years, and she just decides to leave like in the last 2 days when I'm feeling like, okay, I'm finally ready to make a leap and kind of move over into a new phase.
Right.
It's just crazy. Like,
yeah. And then there was some other things that were going on at the place that you're gonna go to.
Right.
That made you think, now I don't know if I should go there, right?
Totally.
And it's like, and I think we were talking during the making the juice just now, that I think it's this thing where we've been going through this on our show a lot lately. And I think a lot of people are going through this, where you get the people on our show, and you know what? Actually, Dr. Nicholas Gonzalez was the first one. What was he? Episode 227?
227, yeah.
227. This is 228. We haven't posted him yet, but he was the first one that I really enjoyed, because he was talking about how different people do well on different diets.
Right.
And we get people on the show, obviously, if you're a regular listener, talking about this diet and that diet, and this is bad and that's good. Someone else says the opposite. And I feel like this is what's going on with you. It's not just diet in this sense. It's the ability for ourselves to trust our own gut intuitions and to just make a clear line in the sand. So, you know what? I don't give a crap what anyone else says. I don't care what anyone else says. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to do. And you own up to your decision, and if it's a wrong decision, then that's how you learn. That's life, right?
Right.
And because, like we're talking about, if you listen to everybody tell you things, you'll
Once
go
again,
nuts.
it's all the voices.
Everyone is this. It's just a voice.
Yeah.
And you could take any one of those people and just go on some rabbit hole in your brain and start listing out all the reasons why you think they're right, or all the reasons why you think they're wrong, and then you get someone else doing the same thing. You end up in a cycle.
You go batty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I think that part of what we're learning, and part of the lesson for us, I think, in the last 6 months, has been this whole idea of trusting your intuition about diet, but then it also bleeds into other areas of life too. And I think that a lot of people, I just think in our culture, we're taught as young kids growing up, as young boys, as young girls, we're taught to trust authority, to obey our elders, to respect our elders, to listen to other people, to get everyone's opinion and their sides of what's going on, and then make a decision about some decision we have to make.
Totally.
But we're not taught how to tune into our own wisdom.
Yeah.
And to our own gut, and to our own feelings and our own understandings. And we're not taught to, eliminate the noise that's going on and start listening to our own, mind.
Yeah.
And make a decision about something. We're taught to go ask other people opinions about everything. You know what I mean? I think it all starts with maybe mothers who are teaching their kid, giving their kid 35 options for different things every day. Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And, giving their kids all these options, and it just becomes too much.
Or maybe not giving them options at all. Maybe going like, I have this planned out for you, then we have that planned out for you, then we have that. It's like they become more used probably to someone telling them what to do. They're paralyzed to make their own decision.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's like information overload.
Totally.
Yeah, and I think this is what's going on with you. It's like life's giving you this, or God is giving you this opportunity to like, recently you had another thing like this where you are being given the opportunity now to make a decision about something for yourself.
Right.
Because you could go both ways. You could either stay where you are now, or you could take this leap of faith into this new salon, and it could completely blow up in your face, or it could be the best decision of your life.
I don't know.
Right.
But I feel like that's what's cool is finally for once I'm deciding.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost don't care if it's right or wrong. I'm deciding.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were saying, like,
yeah, you're drawing a line in the sand.
Yeah, like I had a situation in the last couple months where I chose to let a friend kind of walk out of my life because I've had a lot of people in my life that have, been somewhat abusive. Like I take a lot. I'm a pretty good friend. Mm-hmm. And I put up with a lot of people's stuff of, I'm very quick to forgive and overlook things. Even if I'm hurt, I don't really speak up.
Right.
I haven't had a really strong backbone. I kind of get bowled over.
Internalized.
And I was like, this is enough. Like it was this unwarranted crazy town. And I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I don't think she expected for me to react the way I did. And,
right.
I actually just refused to go into that game playing with her, and I had nothing but just love and well wishes. But I'm like, I can't be in this with you. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
And
going back on this drama and reliving and hashing it.
It's just not worth it.
Yeah, it's
like,
just too much.
I even gave her the option of like, hey, let's just, if you want to be my friend, if you really want to be my friend, let's just start over. Like, let's just agree to disagree and move on. And she still tried to drag me back into Crazy Town. I'm like, I'm not going there with you. And I think she was very surprised that for once, I'm like, this is really sad that after 12 years of friendship, I'm just going to let you walk away. But I did. And I feel like that was a test I needed to pass. Like, am I actually willing to lose a friend? Am I actually willing to lose clients? Am I actually willing
to give up these things?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense.
And I think that when anyone out there, or you set that intention for your life, like, this is what I'm doing, and you start making clear, defined decisions in your life, I think that all of a sudden you're going to start coming up with opportunities in your life where you have to do just that.
I completely agree. It forces you to show, like, are you you think you know this? Are you really going to do it? Are you really going to? I've had opportunity before and I just skulk back into my little hole and just, curl up and give up. And this time I'm like, no, like, you're not going to get anything new if you never do anything different. And it's not about hurting people, and it's not about not forgiving. It's just about, like, just having a backbone and actually standing up for yourself, or making your own mind up, or deciding, what are you going to do what are you going to do? What are you going to do listening to your own voice?
Right.
If you crowded out all the other voices. Yeah. And it's a wild way to live. I mean, it sounds so selfish to say that, but I think there's a way to do it that you're just self-preserving, like, and you're self-enhancing. That's what's different about living this kind of a
because it's almost like you're fighting for your own life, because, there's so many voices. And if you look at the qualifications of people telling you things, like, you had someone recently telling you that some drama happened and all this stuff in the new salon, and you're thinking, all I want to do is get away from drama. I just need to get away from drama.
Why does it keep finding me?
But what are the qualifications of the people telling you stuff? They're just another human being.
Having another flawed experience.
Yeah, they may have been to school longer.
Right.
But that just means they're more programmed, right? So those qualifications aren't even relevant. And so what are we doing? Listen to all these people telling us all these different things. And it's like, I think when you, like what you're doing right now, you're just making decisions and saying, I'm just doing this. I'm just going to do it. And if it's wrong, if it's right, it doesn't matter. I'm doing it. And if it works out or not, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to do this thing. And it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's sort of like a warrior going out to battle or something.
Right.
Where you're making a clear, defined decision about what you're going to do, and the ramifications of which will be played out however they come out.
Right.
And you're just willing to stand for something.
Well, I guess I'm so tired of being paralyzed by fear.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. And in our culture, it's all about fear, and it's all about worrying what other people think about you. It's wondering, if these people find this YouTube video that I want to put out there, that I want to, put out there to help people, or I want to create this podcast, or I want to create this, that, and the other. And what if my friends from high school see me? And it's all just fear.
Right.
Or what if my bosses see me? What if my
my parents listen to this? What if my friends think I've gone off the deep end? What if I lose friends? What if I lose this? What if at some point you're just like, hey, screw it. Who cares? I don't care what they think. Who cares? I knew this journey would be like this for me too. I thought the minute I choose to jump on board, just watch, you have to be open to change. And change is always hard, but I didn't think it'd be this wild.
Yeah.
But it's really neat. It's a really neat place to be, even though it's the weirdest place I've ever been. It's the most exciting place I've ever been. And it's actually the most building of my character. Mm-hmm. It's been the biggest character builder for sure.
Yeah, because, think about, like you said, we're talking before about how you're losing clients, and I was telling you how this is exactly how it was when I was doing the work that I was doing before this show. For the last year and a half probably of that, it was just my heart was not in it. I just did not want to do it. It was just like pulling teeth. I didn't care for the work. I just was going through the motions, and I think people could tell that.
Yeah.
And I just think it gets into this point where you have to make a decision about what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
It is. Yeah.
Because all your clients are probably recognizing that your passions and your time is elsewhere. And they probably feel that.
Yeah.
You know, and you're losing clients and, you know, you're going down to 1 day a week, but what are we going to do?
Yeah, right?
You know?
I know.
So, you know, we're relying on this show and your project, your side project, and that's the direction we're going.
We're going. And here we go.
And here we go.
No, honestly, I don't know what else to say other than you're right. We're going. That's what we're doing. I don't know. It's like taking a big giant leap off a cliff. I mean,
yeah. What was that quote that you got read about jumping off a cliff and you don't need a parachute?
Oh, that's what my friend Robin told me.
Oh yeah, what was that?
I said, Robin, I feel like I'm just at the edge of a cliff and I'm just choosing to just jump off and flail myself off with no parachute. And she goes, well, why would you need a parachute when you already have wings?
And don't even know it. And
I didn't even know it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And you know, it's super terrifying on one hand, and the other hand, it's almost like I've so checked out of my old life, I don't even think about it. It's like, it's almost so worrisome that I'm not even worried at all.
Yeah, because if it were actually less, if there were a little bit less to worry about, you'd worry more.
Yeah.
Because it would feel like, you know, I can control that worry. If I worry and think and plan, I could maybe change the outcome. But it's so worrisome that it's like, you know that you're bitten off too, you know, much more than you can chew. So it's like,
yeah,
it makes you worry even less.
Yeah.
Somehow we're going to make it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And somehow everything will be okay.
So you might as well take a running leap off the cliff.
And just be super excited.
And just enjoy it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my rant.
With that said, we're going to do a little commercial here for the One World Way.
Well, that's a happy thought.
Isn't that stuff good?
Yeah. I'd power up on that before I jump off the cliff because that is my very favorite thing.
A little protein before you go for your flight.
My flight with my angel wings.
All right, everybody, we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back.
Would you like to feel more energy and a better sense of well-being?
Yes.
What's flowing through your blood makes all the difference. In my 22 years of nutritional practice, I've found that the food and supplements taken into the body determines to a large degree the amount of energy and happiness people have. One giant step in the direction of more energy and happiness is the type and quantity of protein you consume. 2 years ago, I was introduced to a whey protein powder that gave me more energy and a better sense of well-being. Having struggled with low energy, this was a welcome experience. This protein is called One World Whey. It is the first ever undamaged whey protein powder from grass-fed cows. People report the following: profound improvements in blood sugar and energy, elimination of pain, better bowel movements, detoxification, younger-looking skin and fat loss. Athletes love the strength and endurance-producing effects. Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworldwhey.com.
And in my opinion, this is the best raw grass-fed protein powder on the market. It's developed on Amish farms. It's got 25 grams of protein in each single scoop. Crazy amount of protein. Increases your glutathione levels. It helps to release heavy metals and toxins, decreases inflammation all throughout the body, especially in the gut. And not only that, but it helps you build muscle and increase energy as well. It has tons of anti-aging properties. So really, really great protein powder. We like to use it every day in our smoothies. And our resident cancer guru, Ty Bollinger, what do you think about One World Whey?
Over the commercial there, you're talking about One World Whey. I want to encourage anybody that's listening, go to their website, go to Justin and Kate's website, and buy the One World Whey. That's something that we include every day in our diet. Every lunch, we have a One World Whey smoothie with super greens mixed in with it. It is fantastic. It's the best protein you're going to get. And as they mentioned, it's from grass-fed cows. It's organic. It's cold pressed. I mean, it is, you're going to get huge nutritive values from this One World Whey. It's the best protein on the market, I think. So then that's something that most people are deficient in is quality protein. So I highly recommend you go there and go to their website and buy this stuff. It's the best that's on the market. And I'm good friends with Stephen Hewer, who is the owner of Synergistic Nutrition. And he's a quality guy, and they have excellent customer service as well.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. We interviewed him on episode 88, and he's just an amazing guy, and I really love what he's doing. That's why I love supporting his work and love taking his products as well.
Yeah, great stuff.
And if you'd like to support Extreme Health Radio and the work that Kate and I do, you can get your hands on this One World Whey protein powder that I love so much at extremehealthradio.com/whey. That's WHEY. Or you could check it out in our store as well. That's extremehealthradio.com/whey.
100% listener supported. Extreme Health Radio. Opening minds and transforming lives worldwide. Join the show now on Skype at Extreme Health Radio or call 949-505-9585. Hello. That's 949-505-9585.
Well, if people tried to call 949-505-9585 right now, they might get busy or
Shut down.
Shut down. Our voicemail.
Oh.
We're pre-recorded today. Normally we do our shows every day except for Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific, and there's a little chat room there. And normally on our Free For All Friday shows, you can call in, which we love talking to you guys. So do that on the next show if possible, if you're interested in talking about health, nutrition, or anything about life.
Just life.
Anything
and all
about
that
life.
it encompasses.
Yeah.
Or entails.
So I saw this article the other day. Pretty cool about the health benefits of ghee.
Oh yeah.
Do you eat the ghee that we have?
I've had it. It tastes like butterscotch or something.
Yeah.
What does it taste like to me?
It tastes like kind of like a butterscotch, doesn't it?
That's it, right? Butterscotch. Yeah.
What does tapioca taste like?
Oh, not like butterscotch.
Okay, maybe I don't.
You don't know what tapioca is.
I think it tastes like butterscotch, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has a very buttery taste to it. Well, it is butter, but
yeah,
maybe that's why butterscotch is called butterscotch. I didn't realize it ever tasted somewhat like butter.
Maybe yeah, that's right.
The things you realize at 10 o'clock on a Thursday night.
It's like a caramel butter kind of thing.
caramely,
Yeah, ghee is incredible, and in this article, I'll link to it on this page. It's a clarified butter, and it's been used in Ayurvedic diets and in India and around the world for thousands of years, and people cook with it. But here in the West, we're so anti-fat, and we're so against oils and fats and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
People are just don't know anything about
anything.
The health benefits of fat.
Yeah.
And it says out of all the oils fit for human consumption, ghee is the best to eat. And this healthy fat is used as both food and medicine to nourish the body's tissues, cleanse toxins, improve eye health, lower cholesterol, boost the immune system, and promote general vitality. And they use it in hospitals in India, and it says it's the best way to remove fat-soluble toxins from the tissues. So if you think heavy metals from fertilizers that leach into vegetables from the soil is with fat itself.
Wow.
So the more modern popular fruit and water-based cleanses can at best remove only water-soluble toxins, and worse, a diet lacking in fat can be detrimental to your brain health. Yeah, ghee is just incredible.
I like the taste. I don't know why I don't eat it more.
I put it in my smoothies. I can't taste it in my smoothies.
Same thing. You're not getting like you're not getting like anything like you get from milk, huh? Like the
it's
bad.
Yeah, it's similar to the whey, because with the whey, I think there's 1% lactose and there's no casein in the whey powder.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And there's like 1% lactose or something like that, so it's almost no lactose and no whey or no casein. And with butter, I think with ghee it's the same way.
Huh.
But
the same way.
Same way.
Not WHEY.
That's right. Yeah, pretty interesting,
that's interesting
stuff. Yeah, I like to eat it a lot.
You know what? I'd like to get a tattoo.
Are you going to get one?
But I read this week, I've done a little research and found a couple articles, but there's one from Natural News about how many tattoo inks contain dangerous heavy metals.
Really?
I don't know how to say that. Phthalates?
Oh, is it with a pH?
pH.
Phthalates.
Phthalates and hydrocarbons. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I've always kind of wanted a tattoo and never really known of what I wanted until recently. And it's tiny, and I want a little one on my foot, but it's making me think twice about it. I don't know.
How big is the tattoo you want to get?
Like half an inch.
Like the size of your pinky?
Oh gosh, like the size of just the top of my pinky.
So just a tiny one. Where do you want to get it?
On my foot.
You want to get a tramp stamp?
No thanks.
Butterfly?
Butterfly on the back of the lower back. No, thank you.
No, where do you want to get again?
Where?
Yeah.
On the outside of my right foot, kind of down by my pinky toe.
So
I mean, like in the middle. I can't explain where it is. But.
So it's there's heavy metals in?
Well, yeah, and I've heard that before, and I thought, like a little one, that won't do much. But then I went on to I went onto this Natural News article, and it goes into what is basically going into many of the inks that are colored.
Oh, wow.
And even black. That's the problem. Like, tattoos have obviously been around for thousands of years.
Mm-hmm. But
what they were made out of then and what they're made out of now seems to pose a different threat.
Yeah, that's true. Where do they get the inks from these things? Do you know? Does it say?
Yeah.
Wonder where they're making the ink.
Well,
because you wonder if it's not like organic plants or wherever they're getting this ink from. Sure, there's going to be some sort of pesticides or chemtrail residue or something on the plants itself that they make the ink from.
Well, this is what's in them. I don't know what they're made from, but there's mercury, lead, cadmium. How do you say that? Cadmium?
Cadmium, yeah.
Arsenic, antimonium. Antimonium.
Look at that.
Antimony?
Antimony.
Yeah.
I pulled that out of thin air.
Yeah, that was really good. I found another list through. Let me get somewhere else real quick.
Is that a different article?
Yeah, there's the Wellness Warrior.
Oh,
Jessica Anskoff, and she has this forum that talks about tattoos, and a bunch of people go in there, but there's actually a list on that one of what goes into making up specific colors in the ink.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's probably the colors that are probably more dangerous, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I'll bring this up because what's in the brown and the black is just as scary. I
wonder, because, like, speaking of tattoos, I mean, Daniel Vitalis he's got tattoos everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
I wonder what's going on with that, because a guy like him has got tattoos basically covered his whole arm, and I can't imagine that he's still getting them. So it's not like he got them when he was 12 or 15 and didn't know anything about health. I mean, he's still getting them. So
right,
he's definitely not lacking awareness or consciousness about what the tattoo's doing. So
we asked him one time though when he was on the show. We said, "Hey, like, what's up with?" Remember that? We said, "What's up with? Is there any way to get an organic ink tattoo?" And he kind of laughed. I think.
Does that? Did we ask him off the air or on the air?
I think that was on the air.
Is it on the air?
I think.
I wonder what episode that was.
I know, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would get one, but I can't imagine that would be that bad.
Well, I guess it depends on how bad you want one too. But then what was scary in this forum, there was a bunch of people going. Basically, they didn't have a lot of health problems after they got tattoos, which makes me kind of think.
Oh, really?
Okay, so in the red ink, there's mercury. Yellow, green, white ink, apparently there's lead. Red, orange, yellow ink, cadmium. Black ink is nickel. Oh. Yellow and white ink is zinc. Green ink, chromium. Blue ink, cobalt. Green and violet ink, aluminum. White ink, titanium. Blue, green ink, copper. Red, brown, black ink, iron. And white ink, barium.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So, there are, I've been doing some research online. There are some blends and some apparently more organic substances, but not a lot. And they're not 100%. It sounds like they're still like the lesser of two evils kind of
like they're still chemicals, but they're just not as much or something?
Yeah. It's kind of how I feel about the hair color industry. It's like you can find some that are a little bit less, but you're not going to find anything completely like organic,
right?
Without any chemicals. They're unless it's like maybe Morocco method kind of stuff where it's completely hemp,
right?
But I don't know, not hemp. I'm sorry.
Henna. Yeah,
hemp. Well, hey, they should make it out of hemp, but it might work.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Wow, crazy.
So anyway, just something I found this week. But if anybody has any comments of that in the forum, we should start a spot in the forum for that.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
We should. Because we have a question here about that Monica writes in about turpentine. And she says, "Hi, Justin. Just wondering if you had a chance to try the turpentine therapy yet. My boyfriend is thinking about doing it, and I was wondering if you could share your personal thoughts about it. Thanks for the amazing work you and Kate do.
Oh.
And so we're just talking about the forum. And if you go into the forum, there's a lot of people talking about the turpentine. And the latest person is, the author's name is Sumbee, Summee. And she said, I would take a tablespoon of sugar and put enough turpentine on the spoon to get the sugar wet, but not saturated. This is how my grandmother used to give it to my mom when she was a kid. I did this once a day for about a month. I was trying to get rid of a tapeworm. I think it helped, but is not what eventually got rid of that tapeworm. A Hannah Kroger's product is what I think finally did the trick for the tapeworm. I'm still working on the parasites and some other issues, so after listening to the interview, I'm going to start taking it again. The turpentine actually has a nice taste, so I didn't mind taking it, but I wasn't sure how long you could take it. That's why I stopped taking it. I was using Diamond G Forest products.
Have you heard of those?
I have, yeah. That's one of the places that we linked to on the show page with the Dr. Jennifer Daniels.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't remember that name.
Yeah, I have not tried the turpentine yet.
Me neither.
So many things to try. I think I will try it, though.
I've wanted to ever since we talked to her. We've just been on, like, full steam ahead.
Just like you're going to do ayahuasca, right?
Oh, gosh. That's a whole other conversation for another day.
DMT, ayahuasca?
Sure. You?
I'll do ayahuasca.
Well, I'm going to have to go to Brazil for that.
Go down there and sit in a little circle?
Let's make Maggie go with us and deal with her issues.
We'll give her a little doggy version of ayahuasca.
Oh, little Maggie.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny.
It'd be weird to watch her all out of sorts and dealing with her inner demons.
What could possibly a dog have
to
problems
deal with?
Oh my gosh.
Maybe birth traumas.
That's true.
You never know.
That is true, actually.
We gave her trauma. She's scared of her leash.
Yeah, that happened once, and now she's just freaked out about her leash. Yeah.
Yeah, once I dropped the leash, and it's one of those retractable ones. And it slid up and smacked her, and she got scared and ran all the way home. And it was like I tripped on a curb and dropped her leash. And thank God she ran home. She ran a half a block home instead of
Did she really?
Oh yeah.
She just took off?
Yeah, I right there out in the corner, I tripped on the curb, and I fell on my face, and I dropped her leash.
Where were you? Were you in the middle of the street or close to the?
I was close to the curb, and I wasn't looking. I think I was looking I wasn't looking ahead. I was looking down. And I'm clumsy anyway.
You face planted?
Yeah, that's the last time I actually really felt. It hurt. I landed on my palms and they got all messed up. And anyway, I dropped her leash and it's retractable.
Retractable, yeah. So it's
got her really bad.
Comes flying at her, right?
Yeah, it came flying at her. It hit her. And I remember her screaming and running off. And I thought, this is 6 months into getting her. And I thought, oh my gosh, she's going to run right up the street and get hit by a car. Just keep running. But she ran home.
She turned around and ran the other way?
No, she kept running home after it hit her. She ran straight from this curb up to our door.
I thought you were just leaving to go on the walk.
Oh no, we were coming home.
You left that part out.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. And ever since then, it's you put the leash on. She turns her head, she won't look at it, and then the minute you put it on her, she sits there paralyzed in fear and turns her head so she doesn't have to see it out of the corner of her eye.
Yeah,
it's pretty weird.
So. Dogs carry energy, right?
They have to.
Yeah.
For sure.
Dogs
Poor Maggie. I scarred her for I'm a horrible dog mother. I'm a clumsy dog mother. That's
so, Monica, I wish we could tell you that we did try the turpentine, but we have not.
Yeah.
And we will.
We will.
And we will. And everything we try, we're going to talk about. So
absolutely.
If we're on vacation for 2 weeks in Brazil and do ayahuasca, we'll come back and tell you. No, but I appreciate you writing in. I appreciate that a lot. And if you have yourself tried it by now, join the forum and respond to the thread there.
I want somebody to write in that's tried those Dr. Jennifer Daniels's what are they called?
Vitality caps.
Vitality caps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those apparently
I really want to try
for getting rid of
parasites
and tapeworms. Yeah.
And I like the fact that it sounds like they get them all. It's not just hey, find out what type of parasite you have and then deal with one. It's knocks them all out. But
right.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I have one here from Chastity.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Chastity. Greetings. I have a couple questions. I like that. Greetings.
Nice.
I would like to get your opinion on. First of all, would an inexpensive rebounder be okay until I can save enough money to buy the Bellicon?
Uh-huh.
Secondly, Would the Home Image High Performance True HEPA air purifier with UV and ion high 90/20 be a good choice? Holy cow. I found this on Amazon if you would like to look it up. I have no idea what that is, do you?
I have heard of that, but I haven't done much research into this particular model. But yeah, I've heard of that before.
Finally, do you feel that the parent essential oils are a good choice? I also found these on Amazon. I'm taking them and seem to be having no problem. But my mother is taking them and having headaches. Just wondering what you think about that. Thanks for any help you can offer. Have a blessed day.
Interesting. Wow. Okay, so let's see. The first part of our question is about the Bellicon. Yeah, the Rebounder. Yeah, that's what we did. We bought inexpensive, cheapy Rebounders before we got the Bellicon. And it's actually a good thing because, in my experience, it makes you appreciate the Bellicon so much more.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You know, because... excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have this idea of what a bad Rebounder is like... excuse me, then you're not going to appreciate the Bellicon as much for what it is, you know?
Right. I think it's like anything with the highest quality. I mean, you're always going to appreciate it even more when you do finally get it. But obviously, any kind of rebounding is beneficial.
Yeah, the only issue, I mean, we're horrible salespeople because we should tell you to buy the Bellicon, but in actuality, I mean, that's what we did. The Bellicons are expensive. There's no way around it. And it's like anything, you get what you pay for. And so it's so worth it, especially if you're a little bit older and you have joint problems or things like that, where these other rebounds are really hard on your joints.
Yeah.
And so that's why we eventually just saved up and got the Bellicon because it was starting to hurt my knee.
Right.
You know, and so the Bellicon is just incredible. It's an incredible machine. I mean, it's such a springy, soft bounce, like you're just bouncing on air. And when you first get it and you start jumping, it's almost as if you don't even need to use that much of your own momentum to try to get off the mat.
Yeah.
You know, you start it just lifts you off the mat easily. Cause it's like a regular trampoline, but it's small, you know?
Yeah.
The other ones are springs and they're loud and you have to kind of try to jump and it's really
they kind of hurt your knees.
Yeah.
But
you know, if that's what you need to do in order to get into rebounding, then totally do that. And then just on the side, start saving your money for a Bellicon because it's worth it.
It is worth it.
Yeah, I think
you won't be disappointed.
So the high performance True HEPA air filter, I have heard of that. As far as I know, I think they're really good.
Okay.
We recommend the Austin Air Purifier because of the research that I did after speaking with. I think her name is Dr. Betty Martini. Who was that? I think it was Dr.
Doris Rapp?
Doris Rapp. That's right.
Look
Good
at
memory.
me.
You weren't even on that show.
And I'm tired.
How do you know that?
Because I know all. I'm all-knowing.
Doris Rapp. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, we spoke with her, and she highly recommended the Austin for all these reasons. And so I did some research. I called Austin Air. I tried to find out as much information as I could. And find out all the pros and cons, and that's the one that we recommend. And then Doris Rapp sent us a bunch of information, some PDFs and stuff like that in her research on what it does, because it actually removes, on top of dander and all these allergens and things like this, it removes chemicals, heavy metals and toxins from there as well.
Shoot.
Yeah, so it removes, I think, somewhere in the thousands of chemicals.
Wow, does it really?
Yeah, but, you know, if you're sold on this one, the high-performance True HEPA, then go for it, if that's the one you're sold on.
Well, I think, again, it's better than not having any. I mean, it's better than...
Yeah.
We don't have one in our house right now.
Yeah.
We've had them before.
Yeah, it's... I think having one is really important.
Yeah.
And I think the Austin is you know, where I would lean. You know, but
I'm going to be getting one for the new room at the salon I'm getting.
That's right.
Yeah.
We need to get one for there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because of all these chemicals that are in the air.
Right. Anything you can do to help yourself out.
Yeah, so hopefully that helps. And if you do buy it through Amazon, it would be amazing if you could do it through our link.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would help support us too. So if you do go with the Austin, I'm not sure if they sell the Austin theirs on Amazon, but if you go to extremehealthradio.com/Austin, AUSTIN, you'll find out more information about that air purifier. That may be on Amazon. I haven't researched if that's on Amazon.
I don't know.
Not,
I hope so.
Yeah, and so the final part of our question, the parent essential oils.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I have no idea about your mother taking them and having headaches. I wonder if that's a detox reaction, because I know that according to Dr. Peskin, they help to deliver oxygen into the cells.
Huh.
And not many things do that. And so when the oxygen penetrates the membrane of the cell and gets into the cell, it can have a cleansing reaction. And what your mom could be experiencing is just like a Herxheimer reaction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of like a detox, where it's releasing these toxins from the cells into the bloodstream, and then maybe the stress of her life or the fact that she's a little bit older and has eaten a poor diet for longer, is ruffling up these toxins that could be in her body. And so that would be my guess. But I haven't felt any headaches from taking it.
I haven't either. But
I love them.
What's that?
I love them.
Yeah, me too. I just feel oily.
What's that?
I feel oiled up. Just kidding. I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting that everything I do, somewhat like getting that root canal tooth out of my mouth.
Uh-huh.
It was surprising what flared up, though. So I'm not surprised anytime I try something new that there's some kind of a reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can understand that.
I want to share what happened to me last night really quick.
Do you mind if we run a commercial first?
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah. I just remembered how funny it was, and I wanted to tell you about it.
Okay, let's do a little commercial.
Okay.
We'll save that for after.
Okay.
So we're going to do a little ad for the Vitamix.
Okay.
Our favorite blender.
I love that blender.
Okay, we'll be right back. So a few years ago, when I was working for this company, it was a really small company, and I had been wanting a Vitamix blender for years and years and years, but they're so expensive, and I just hadn't saved the money at that time to get one. And so as a Christmas bonus, they knew that I loved the Vitamix, so they got me a Vitamix, the 5000 blender. And that thing is so incredible. It was right at the beginning of my raw food journey, and I was using it about 3 times a day, really. Today, I still use it about twice a day to make blended smoothies and things like that. But the Vitamix blender is really, really great. And if you go to extremehealthradio.com/Vitamix, that will redirect you over to there, and then you'll be able to purchase that, and we'll get a commission for your order. And you'll also get free shipping, too, so that'll be great for you if you're interested in saving about $25 on the shipping. And with the Vitamix, you can make sauces and dips and bread. You could make ice cream with it. I've done a lot of ice cream. You can just make the most incredible things. And it's my favorite because it's got a tamper on it. And you can put ice and frozen berries and avocado and some honey and things like that, and with no water at all. And you have that tamper, and you can make the most amazing ice creams with it. So the Vitamix is my favorite blender of choice, and if you're in the market to buy one, I would greatly encourage you to do so if you have the money for it. And if you do it through us, through extremehealthradio.com/Vitamix, I'll get a little commission for it, and you'll get free shipping. So it works out for you and for us too. So if you're in the market, please do it through us. That'd be really cool. And you're going to love this thing when you get it. You're going to fall in love with it. You'll never go back to a regular blender again. So check that out, extremehealthradio.com/Vitamix, and I hope you enjoy it.
All free shows, all the time, on Extreme Health Radio. Opening minds and transforming lives worldwide. Join our community today. Call using Skype at Extreme Health Radio, or call 949-505-9585. That's 949-505-9585.
Guess who I have on my lap?
It could only be Maggie Brown Longbottom.
But she looks like Maggie One Kenobi.
Scrappy One Kenobi.
Scrappy One Kenobi. She has a little, she's on my lap, but she came up and she snuggled under the blanket, and she looked like she had a hood on.
Oh my gosh.
Like a Jedi Master.
Look at her.
Oh, now she has, look at her. Now she has crazy blanket hair.
She is crazy.
Okay, we're going back down to the biomass.
Oh, little Miss Maggie. So if you guys have any questions about that Vitamix blender, if you're in the market for one, consider doing it through us, and you'll get free shipping. I think I mentioned that on that commercial spot there. But if you're interested in this blender, I mean, I think it's just such an incredible machine. What a privilege it is to have one. You know, I mean, how many blenders have we used in our lives before this?
Yeah.
And it makes you appreciate. It's sort of like that bad cheap rebounder, and then you get the Bellicon. It's just like, oh.
Whenever my clients at work, like they say, oh, and they talk about blenders, and they go, you have a Vitamix? I go, yeah, I do. And they go, what do you think of it? And it's not very good sales, but the first thing that flies out of my mouth is, well, it could blend up your arm. That thing's scary. You have to be careful. That thing could take your arm out.
Yeah, it's pretty darn powerful.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's the response they were looking for, but I just had to tell. That's how powerful it is. I just want to like share with somebody what it could do, and it could take your body out.
You know what I love making in the summer is the avocado frozen berry ice cream.
Ooh.
You know, I put the One World Way in there, and then I put a little packet of stevia maybe, or some of the green leaf stevia. Actually, that's the better one. And one avocado and a bunch of berries. Frozen berries.
Yeah, that's stinking good.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. It's like ice cream, and it's sweet, and it's full of protein and fat. And
You're right. Ooh.
Incredible carbohydrates, low in sugar because it's just berries.
You're right.
Oh,
well, now that
so
we're
good.
kind of in spring, and it's cold today, but somewhat warming up, we should start making that.
Ooh, it's all super fat, and it's just creamy.
You're making me hungry, and it's like 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, it's the best.
Okay, I got another email. Do you?
Yeah, I have another email here.
Go for
Let's see. Shelly writes in, hi, Justin. I love what you're saying. She's responding to one of my emails that you can get if you sign up to our newsletter list. Mm-hmm. It's a newsletter I wrote a while back, and she says, and so what I wrote about was as I start to grow as a blogger, and it was about my principles and how our focus is really just staying true to helping people and staying true to really trying to help the most amount of people and not lose focus of that as the number one priority. And she says, Shelly writes in and says, hi, Justin, I love what you're saying. Also, how are your lungs? Have you listened to this recent video from Andrew Saul? I thought of you. And then she sends a link to this Andrew Saul video.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And so Andrew Saul was a guy we had on our show. He talks about doing high dose vitamin therapy. And so I watched a couple minutes of this broadcast, and it's really cool. You know, and it's just so nice. You know, it's just so cool.
People are so keen to like send things our way that they think that we connect with or get something.
Yeah, it's really just so nice that people do that.
Thank you, Shelley. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, it's just really nice. You know, so thank you so much, and I appreciate that, and the fact that people are thinking about us and
I know
sending things our way and trying to help is so nice.
It's really cool.
Yeah, so thank you, Shelley.
Keep them coming.
Yeah.
I have one from Kenny. Hi, Justin. Thanks so much for sharing your thoughts on enemas. Marcus's video on enemas helps a lot of guys find courage to give enemas a try. You chatted with him on your program about taking them. You fill up a red rubber bag and get on all fours like... Oh, do you? And get on all fours like Marcus does? I tend to take mine laying on my back and that way feel more at ease holding a large enema bag.
So he does his on his back?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. My back or my side. I haven't done the all fours thing.
I've done that once, and it's not...
Isn't it really hard to hold?
It's harder to hold. Well, it's kind of less hard to hold. It's easier to hold, actually, because you're allowing the fluid to go deeper in, and so it's not just filling up your colon, so it feels like you're kind of spreading out the liquid, so it's less concentrated, but it's just, for me, uncomfortable for a certain amount of time. So I've done that. I usually lay on my right side and do that.
Yeah, me too. Sometimes on my back, though. I do enjoy the back enema.
What do you think about Dr. Gonzalez today? He was talking about how he's done one enema every day for 33 years.
I loved it.
That's pretty cool. Are you going to go back to doing them?
Yeah, I am. My body's needed a little break, but I'm feeling...
You feel pretty good?
I feel pretty good. I think I'm gonna ease into it again, but yeah, I'm gonna do it. But I also think I'm gonna mix it up a lot with what was our friend Bo saying? She does fulvic acid.
Oh yeah,
enemas, and she also does sodium bicarbonate, so baking soda, and she says those feel a lot less dynamic or explosive, but they still get stuff moving.
Yeah, she got
stuff coming
parasites coming out from doing that.
Yeah, and she said she had this is gross, but a whole bunch of what looks like white rice.
Oh yeah.
Looks like larvae and stuff. But she also had a bunch of stringy, it looked like angel hair pasta. Ugh. And that was from a sodium bicarbonate. I mean, that was
Wow.
baking soda alone.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Do we have any more questions?
I have one more.
Okay, cool.
Hi, Justin and Kate.
Okay.
I have to yawn.
That's okay.
Oh, excuse me. I'm not bored by the question. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Quick question. What do you two eat or drink for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Just trying to get some ideas for meals to eat. Shay.
Wow.
How much time do you have?
I probably wouldn't follow our eating habits.
Right.
Because they're quite unconventional, I guess. Mm-hmm. Let's see. For breakfast, what do you do, Kate?
Breakfast, I do, it used to be fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, back in the day, it used to be typical standard American diet. Now it had been fruit, and in the last year, it's been a smoothie.
What was typical standard American diet breakfast for you?
Cereal and milk.
What kind of cereal?
Oh, anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Just Fruity Pebbles?
Sure, Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Puff. No. More like, granola stuff and
Cheerios
baked.
or something.
Yeah, stuff like just, yeah. But it had wheat in it and grains
and milk,
stuff.
right?
Milk and lots of toast with butter on it and bagels with cream cheese and muffins.
Okay.
Coffee.
So then you started doing smoothies?
I started doing fruit.
Fruit, okay.
Did fruit for a few years and it felt really great on that. And then I started kind of getting sugared out by that. So I've been doing smoothies the last at least year with the One World Whey protein.
Uh-huh.
And avocado added in. And I used to do coconut meat, but I don't do that well with it these days, but I'll do the coconut water in there.
Okay.
And it's just a great balance of fat and protein and sugar, so I don't get like a total sugar zing.
Yeah, because you do, it's great because you're adding some good, nice quality, high quality protein raw, and then you have the fat. Mm-hmm. So you have the fats, carbs, and protein all in one meal.
And I try to do mostly berries, frozen berries, so blueberries and strawberries.
Do you do any regular fruit in there? Or no?
I do a fourth to a half of a frozen banana.
But no, like apple or anything like that?
No orange. I don't do well with citruses. Citruses to me have to be on their own. I don't assimilate well. They don't assimilate well with other fruits.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
How about you? What do you do for breakfast?
Pretty much the same thing. I do a smoothie. I'll usually do a little bit of coconut, fermented coconut water. We'll ferment that. What we like to do is take a couple coconuts, take acidophilus capsules, and put those at room temperature on a counter, and I'll let that ferment for a couple days. And then once that's done fermenting, I'll put it in the fridge, and I'll use about a third of a cup, just a little bit, and then I'll do some water as the base, and then I'll just do a smoothie with frozen berries, avocado, whey protein powder, a scoop or two of that, and then I typically do one small piece of fruit, like a tangerine, like a small piece of fruit, kiwi fruit or something, and mostly all the rest frozen berries and an avocado, and that keeps me full for hours.
Yeah.
Because I get lots of protein, getting lots of fat.
That's me too. It'll last me for hours.
Yeah, and then for lunch, gosh, what do we do for lunch?
We're funny. I'll eat like an avocado, spoon that out. I'll do some salads.
We basically just kind of snack, don't we?
We snack. We don't really eat a real lunch.
Yeah.
We do juices for lunch sometimes.
Or sometimes, like the other day, we had we went to a restaurant that sells grass-fed, organic
hamburgers,
free-range, hamburgers
wrapped in lettuce. They're so tasty.
So we did some of those. And those, when you do a heavy meal like that, it's best to, for us at least, to have them at lunchtime.
To do it at lunch, right? I don't do it with a nighttime dinner heavy food.
Can't do that. And then usually what we'll do if we do that is we'll take a bunch of the Vitality herbs and clay digestive bitters.
Right.
Yeah, those help a lot to digest food.
Yeah.
We'll put a link to that if you're interested in those. Those are really good.
And then typically for dinner, like we experiment with sprouted quinoa.
Oh yeah.
And I'll make that in a water or a organic broth. Boil that up. Sometimes I do well with it, and other times I just don't. Lately, it's a don't, so I haven't been doing it very much. But we do eat steamed vegetables a lot, along with high legit chicken or high grass fed.
Yeah, grass fed
meat.
Organic meat.
I don't do eggs at all. You sometimes do some scrambled eggs.
I haven't done any scrambled eggs for a while. I usually do raw eggs in my smoothies too. I just haven't done those. I don't know why. I just haven't been motivated to do that. I'm just kind of following my body. And for snacks too, in between or for lunch or in between lunch and dinner.
Goji berries and chocolate.
Goji berries and chocolate. Sometimes I'll do a chocolate smoothie.
Sometimes raw chocolate bars that we buy that are amazing.
Yeah.
Coconut ice cream. Coconut milk ice cream.
Coconut ice cream or, let's see what else.
I'll eat dates even though they're really sugary. Those are good. I'll make a chocolate smoothie too.
Or a juice, vegetable juice we'll have, which is what we had tonight.
Yeah.
What else? And then for dinner, like you said, we just do some kind of maybe meat or sometimes we'll just skip dinner altogether.
Yeah.
Do some meat and vegetables, some salmon. We're trying to go away from the salmon.
Yeah. Or any fish.
Yeah.
Even if it's wild caught.
But you know what? If these are some good ideas for you, maybe you can try some of them. But again, to you, we're just more voices.
Right.
So do some muscle testing on some of these foods and find out if your body likes them. Mm-hmm. And that way you can figure out what's right for you.
Right.
Because I found out that for me, quinoa and scrambled eggs just doesn't combine well.
Yeah. Found out the hard way.
So can you eat quinoa now?
I'm not so much.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
I mean, I can, but it's not. It seems to really upset my stomach and I have problems the next day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I don't do well with any kind of nuts or seeds, really. I mean, like chia seeds, okay, a little bit.
You did some of those today, didn't you?
Yeah, those were okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and that's just generally. I mean, we do add other things in, but that's pretty much our standard.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's about time to wrap this puppy up.
I'm sleepy.
So do you have a quote for the day?
I do.
Okay.
This is from the Boys and Girls Club. The Daily Truth from the Brave Girls and Boys Club. That's interesting.
Why?
I don't know. I just looked at where it was from. That's just, I didn't see who it came from until right now. That's funny. Okay. You are doing such good things, such beautiful, wonderful, and important things. Do not feel bad that you have limitations and cannot do everything you want to, or that you make mistakes that set you back, or decisions that aren't all that you would hope that they would be. You are doing enough. You are enough. You are just right, and you are doing your best. When you've done all that you can do, let yourself breathe, and remember that rest, relaxing, and solitude are just as important as all the other incredible things you do with your life. You are such a gift to the world. Take good care of you.
Thank you for listening to this episode.
Maggie says it's time to go for now, but our mission does not end with this show.
Justin and Kate will be back with another interview packed full of ideas, discoveries, and unique ways to regain your health.
Head on over to extremehealthradio.com/subscribe and instantly download our free gift too that contains cutting-edge strategies to start making healthy lifestyle changes today.
No material on this blog is intended to suggest that you should not seek professional medical care. Always work with qualified medical professionals, even as you educate yourself in the field of live food nutrition and alternative medicine. I'm not a doctor, nor am I offering readers or listeners medical advice of any kind. None of the information offered here should be interpreted as a diagnosis of any disease, nor an attempt to treat or prevent any disease or condition. While information in this blog and during this podcast is discussed in the context of numerous conditions, it can be dangerous to take action based on any of the information on this podcast or in this blog, or to start any health program without first consulting a health professional. The content found here